Hey, welcome back to the Black and Gold Standard Podcast. And today is our final installment of my top 10 prospects. And we're going to end this thing off with the corners. And this is a position that, again, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe not high in the draft, but you never know. Definitely should be interested in maybe snatching one of these young men. The Steelers did make some moves with the corner position in free agency. You brought in Dean, and you re-signed Ashanti Samuel, but Dean, basically his contract, when you really look at it, it's a 1 year deal. I mean, not really a 1 year deal, but it can be a 1 year deal. He's going to be, he's kind of getting up in age a little bit. So you never know how that's going to work out for him. And then Ashanti Samuel, it's still more of a prove it deal, 1 year deal. So short story, the Steelers still need to tighten up that corner room, and especially looking forward. Because right now, I mean, all you really have is Joey Porter Jr. And to be honest, he only got 1 more year. So depending on if the Steelers, I'm quite sure they will work out a long-term deal. But if the Pittsburgh Steelers doesn't work, if they can't work out a long-term deal, and he decides to say, "Hey, I'm just gonna play it out, go into free agency," is nothing really the Steelers could do. I mean, they could franchise him, and that would probably be a possibility. But um, you know, you just want to shore up that room. So adding a young corner, a young outside corner, and kind of just let that guy groom into the position, and maybe be ready to take over next year. Or definitely, if Dean has a good year and you bring him back again, maybe him and that young corner can flip positions, or the young corner could go to your nickel back. It's a lot of things you could do, but you definitely gotta address that room. So with that said, let's kind of just jump right into this and see what do we have here. All right, so right off the start, my my number 10 guy is Delonte Edwards. I like his size, 6'1", 196 pounds. He ran a 4.38 in his combine. They say he's gonna be like a third round pick. That would be right in the Steelers' wheelhouse with the 3 third round picks. This is a kid that I definitely think would fit here in Pittsburgh, really more of the outside corner. Mike McCartney was at his pro day. I mean, I'm not going to say he was there definitely just to watch him, but I'm quite sure that he put an eye on him when he was working out. And this is a kid that I'm really predicting he may be a Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, he's a tough tackler. Uh, so I just think this is a guy that you could bring in, and like I said, it's not really a lot of pressure on him to come in and play right away, so he can learn the game. He can learn the game, let the game kind of slow down a little bit for him. You learn the defense, and this could be a kid that with a good rookie season of learning, moving forward next year, he could be in line to maybe even be a starter, or definitely come in and play your nickelback. My number 9 guy, D'Angelo Pond. Now this is a kid that definitely would just be a slot corner, really. Even though they say he could play outside, he's 5'9", 182 pounds. I just don't like the size. I mean, me personally, he could be a tough guy. He ran a 4.36, and he showed it. But I just at 5'9", I just don't like it. Especially when our biggest thing is trying to stop Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't want to be having a 5'9" guy out there. But as a slot corner, you know, he has the hips to kind of, guard those shifty slot corners. I mean, your slot receivers. It's usually, for the most part, are usually smaller guys. So he'll be guarding guys pretty much his size, but also with his ability, his jumping ability, and all that. It gives him a very good chance of covering those guys. But as far as being an outside guy, not saying he can't do it, and he may can do it, but I would probably let him do it somewhere else, and he wouldn't really be that high on my list because I just need the size. I need the size because, like I say, right now my biggest thing is stopping Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and I'm just not gonna put a 5'9" guy against them guys. Keontae Scott is my number 8. Um, little bigger, a little bigger. And this is another guy that I think you would bring in as a slot. Um, he's a little bigger. Physical guy, 5'11", 193 pounds, ran a 4.33. Um, this is another guy that if the Steelers think they want to go slot, but like I say, I really think the Steelers want to go outside outside corner here. But if they decided they just wanted to go slot, I would prefer him over Pons. But this is a tough kid. Nice size, almost 200 pounds. So he can definitely handle the inside. He's a good tackler. So definitely a guy that I would not have a problem with. But like I say, I want an outside guy. Keith Abney, 5'10", 187 pounds, 4'4", 5, 40. I think he's an outside guy. Again, just have a knack for the ball, very aggressive. And again, this would be a kid that if the Steelers wanted to bring in, especially like around the 3rd round or so, if you can get him in the 3rd round, I would definitely be game for that. Like I say, he's a guy that's gonna just he has time to learn. It's no rush. It's no rush because I know a lot of times everybody want to rush and just put these guys in the lineup, and I think sometimes if you can, just having those guys sitting back and learning a little bit is I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. My number 6 guy, Brandon Cisse. Again, another guy. What's up, Ruben Stone? We will not draft. We're not drafting outside guy. I will go inside linebacker before we do that. No, but I mean, you got to figure in the 3rd round, you got 3 picks. You got 3 picks in the 3rd round, or even in the 4th round. I'm not necessarily saying that you got to take a corner in the 3rd round, but I'm just saying with some of these guys, if you really are high on the guy, you can get him in the 3rd round. You got 3 3rd round picks, or you got 2 4th round picks. So it's not really necessarily don't have anything to do with the linebackers, but I think corner is a position that needs to be addressed because, like I said, Dean, he's a little up in age. He had a great year last year, but you know how guys are when they hit those 30s, they can easily fall off a cliff. Not saying that would happen with him, but you've seen enough football to see that. Ashanti Samuels, he's basically still trying to get himself right, but he's only had a 1-year deal, so he's going to be a free agent again next year. So it's no guarantee that you're going to keep him. Then after that, I don't think Jalen Ramsey is going to be on this team next year. And to be honest, outside corner is pretty much over for him. So you need a corner. I mean, this is not a position that I think the Steelers can afford to just ignore. So like I say, it don't necessarily has to be a third round, but I think with the 3 third round picks, and if it's a guy there that I like, I'm going after him. Yeah, so Cisse, 6 foot, 189 pounds, 440, 40. Again, another kid that could definitely be an outside guy, but these guys like this, these are the type guys I'm saying that you can get in the third round with one of those picks, or even maybe some of them will fall to the fourth. Now it's going to be a little tight there, but some of those guys might fall to the fourth. But these are guys that definitely could come in, get some playing experience, spell Porter and spell Dean a little bit. If they show the ability in training camp that they can handle playing in the slot for now, you could put them in the slot so they can move around. I mean, I would use this rookie year that you really don't need to truly you really don't need these guys to play. I would give them an opportunity to learn the defense, but also move around and learn different positions. So I think the Steelers again is a perfect situation for a lot of these guys. Chris Johnson, another guy, 6 foot, 190 pounds, ran a 4.50. This is a kid that he may go in the second round or third round if he drops a little bit. Because, like I say, in the draft, once the draft starts going, you'll see guys dropping, and when guys drop, that pushes everybody else down. So Johnson is another kid that you can help develop a little bit, or some of the things that he needs to work on. But this is a guy with a year of learning the NFL game, could be ready to roll next year. And he's my fifth pick. He did pretty good at the combine. So again, this is a guy that I wouldn't have a problem seeing. And that's one of the things that I want. I want guys with size and speed, because I think the Steelers' defensive backfield really needs to get faster, because even Joey Porter is not a fast guy. Now, being 6'3" and having long arms, that helps. That helps make up some of the lack of speed. But just in a flat out race, Joey Porter can get left in the dust. And I think that's all the Steelers corners. I mean, so I want to see this team defense just get faster and younger and a little cheaper, because the Steelers defense, as we all know, is very, very expensive right now. And they need to get that cost under control, because at some point, I mean, you still got a few years before that happened, but eventually you're going to have to start paying some of the guys on offense. And you ain't going to be able to do it with the salaries you got going off on defense over there. So my fourth guy, and I think this kid is really underrated, Colton Hood. I remember way back, and we actually did a draft way before free agency even started, and so I was looking at the situation with the Steelers defense, and this is a kid that I drafted high for the Steelers. At the time, because this, like I said, this was before free agency, so we didn't know if they was going to sign a corner, and was Samuel going to come back. So, but 6 foot, 193 pounds, a 4.44. This kid will go in the first round. I think he'll be a late first round pick. He might even actually be like the last pick in the first round, but he's going to be a first round guy. He proved that he can be a number one corner because the situation in Tennessee, that Tennessee's number one corner, they had lost him for an ACL injury, so he had to step in that position, and he played well. He played well. Um, so this is the kid again. I think now he's to be honest, right now, a little rich for the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are going to be taking a corner in the first round, but um, say if he drops, and this is a guy that they decide they they need to get in the second round, and if they make a trade and trade back up into the second round, you never know. But I don't really think at this point he's going to be available to the Steelers because I truly believe this kid is going to go late in the first round. Now he'll be there at 21, but like I say, I don't. The Steelers are not. They're not that desperate for a corner, so they won't be taking a corner with that 21st pick. But this is a kid that definitely definitely it's not bad. Arville Terrell. 5'10", 186 pounds, 439. He's gonna go in the first round too. He's okay. I don't I just his tackling kind of scares me a little bit. But again, this is a kid that um somebody's gonna take in the first round, and they're gonna be looking to maybe even start him. So again, not what the Steelers are looking for at this point. His brother plays. His brother is a very good player for the Atlanta Falcons. So, he has that going for him. I'm quite sure he works out with his brother, so he kind of can expect what the NFL game is going to be about. So, I think if this is a kid that he gets in the right system and the right team, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. So, like I say, just not for the Steelers. Just not for the Steelers because and Gerard McCoy. Now this is the other corner that was at Tennessee. Didn't play last year. Tore his ACL, missed the whole season. It was reports that he could have came back later in the year, but he decided to just sit out the whole year in rehab. Um, had his pro day maybe about 2 weeks ago and totally lit it up with his 40, with his vertical, and actually he don't be surprised. I would not be surprised he could be the first corner off the board. He could actually be the first corner off the board. This kid probably is going to go top. I'm predicting he's top 15. He's out of here. He'll be gone. Probably go before. Actually, if he's the first corner, he's probably going to be right outside the top 10. So maybe like um who knows, like from 10 on down, 10, 11, 12, somewhere around in there. But he's gonna go pretty high. So obviously Pittsburgh Steelers have no opportunity to grab him, but 6'1", 186 pounds, ran a 4.37. So he showed everybody that his knee was fine. He had a 38-inch vertical. So this is the guy that I'm quite sure whoever drafted him probably bring him along slow just to really make sure that knee is solid. But this is a kid that probably coming right in is going to fight for a starting position. Oh yeah, who we got here? Oh yeah, Curb. I hope at least 2 or 3 teams throw curveballs in the draft and mess everything up. Well, it happens every year. It happens every year. I can't remember a year that it didn't happen. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing, man? Yeah, I can't remember a year that it didn't happen. It's always going to be somebody that at the end of the day you're going to say, "Wow, like is this guy still on the board, or this certain team was able to draft this guy at this time of the draft." So you know, you can't be shocked. Like I say, it happens every year. And then my last guy, my number one guy, Mansour Delaney. Again, he may get passed up by McCoy, but he's the number one corner right now, 6 foot, 187 pounds, 4.38. Just a physical guy. Um, just used to covering good athletes, playing in the SEC. Um, Probably getting good work with the receivers at LSU always have. He's a kid that transferred in. I want to say he went to Virginia Tech. I think that's where he was at before he moved on to LSU. But he's your number one corner right now. Again, won't Steelers got no shot of seeing him. But like I say, you never know. But even if he slide, it's still going to be too rich for what the Steelers are looking to do. But that's pretty much it. And what we got here, Ruben? And what if we don't take a receiver or offensive guard with the 21st pick? I can't wait. Yeah, exactly. It's always surprises. And the Steelers, trust me, the Steelers got a plan. I'm quite sure they got their guy that they are really looking to draft. And at this point, we just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see because they could totally shock us. And that's what I'm kind of expecting. I don't know. Could it be a offensive tackle? Could it be a quarterback? Ty Simpson at 21? It's going to be something. It's going to be a shock somewhere. And maybe this this deal with Aaron Rodgers, it's just going to be a shock. It's going to be a shock somewhere. But that's it. We have went through all the positions, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And what we're going to do now, we probably have a mock draft coming out tomorrow, and we're just going to kind of be talking about the draft, talking about maybe some rumors of what's been going on leading up to the draft. Because I think really almost any information that you get, unless somebody makes a trade, a draft pick trade, almost any news that you hear now, 90% of it is smoke screen. Some of it could have some truth, but almost any news that's coming out at this point is all smoke screen. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't get caught. Don't get yourself caught up. But with that said, you guys take care. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. And like I say, we'll have a mock draft coming up, and I'm probably going to do 2 more, and that probably will be it. So until then, you guys take care, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye-bye.